So the other day I decided to visit my local Slop Bowl establishment. Now, if you're not familiar with the corporate Slop Bowl, it is a type of fast food menu item that was popularized by places such as Chipotle and Sweetgreen. But the place I went to had their own local spin on the bowl of slop formula. It's a pretty good, inexpensive option. As far as fast food chains go, you could do worse, right? Like, I don't have diarrhea shit spurts after eating there, so in my opinion, they're a cut above the rest. So, I go there every once in a while for lunch. I've come to the realization that the waitress there, I think she likes me. There are a few telltale signs of this. The first sign is that she'd always hand deliver my order. Like, there'd be other people waiting in line for their food, and she'd call their names and they'd have to go get their food. But whenever my order was up, she would hand deliver it to me at my table. So I thought, okay, I'm getting special treatment here. I think she might like me. And she was always more friendly to me, it seemed, than what I would usually expect from these fast food places. You always gotta have that customer service glow. You gotta treat people well if you're working in places like this. But she seemed a lot more friendly than a lot of the other people in this field. But the last time I went in there, and this was the most recent little signal that I think she might have a thing for me. When I went in there, she asked me if I wanted to see a trick. So I said, oh yeah, sure. Yeah, I'd be down for seeing a trick. Who doesn't want to see a cool trick? So she proceeded to unbutton her shirt, stretch out her big titties, and then walk around on them like Dr. Octopus with the metal arms. And that kind of blew my mind. I didn't think something like that was even possible physically. Like, how the fuck are your titties stretching that far? How are they that strong? Like, are there bones in there? Is there, like, muscle mass? How are you able to, like, walk around on them? I thought that was pretty crazy. But anyway, she put them away, got me my food, smile on her face. And I don't know if she was doing that for the other customers. I have a feeling that was just a special treatment for me. I don't think she was going to be walking around on her titties for just about anybody. I think that was especially for me. So further testing needed. I might have to go in there, do some more scientific experimentation to see if she's really into me. That's just something on the back burner. Just wanted to let you guys know about that. But anyway, we got more pressing concerns to talk about today because a new movie is just released. It is Christopher Nolan's The Odyssey. That's right. We're going to be talking about The Odyssey. I went to go see this in IMAX. Now, on the one hand, it was nice to see a packed theater. For as much as I've heard for the last several years about how much the theater experience is dying and how movie theaters are dying and so on, this was a packed theater. I mean, this is a very popular movie. Upon recording, the new Spider-Man has also just come out, and it's apparently been a huge hit. But anyway, the reason my theater experience was so terrible was, first of all, the guy in front of me was flipping around on his phone the whole time. It literally, there's multiple ads before the movie starts that are saying, hey, dickheads, put your fucking phones away and put them on mute, for the courtesy of everyone else in the theater. They didn't reach this guy. He was flipping through his phone like it was nobody's business. And he wasn't even doing anything interesting. He was just like looking at pictures of couches and other bullshit like that. It wasn't, how everybody, there was that meme going around about like trying to get more people in theaters by playing like Instagram reels on the side of the screen and like Family Guy funny moments. It wasn't anything interesting or engaging like that. He was literally just doing random bullshit on his phone. He was like flipping through his own gallery and looking through his own pictures. Now, it's got to be said, I don't have a very strong sense of smell. I didn't smell anything, but my friends who I went to the theater with, they all reported that there was a pungent odor that was wafting through the theater. And I was hearing there were different reports on exactly what the smell was like. I heard there were reports that it was like a burp or that it was like body odor. But whatever it was clearly someone did not take a shower before seeing the movie. And, there was this sort of like AC/fan right above us that was sort of blowing in our direction. Every once in a while, that smell would hit. It was also kind of hot. Like I just said, there was AC going, but it wasn't quite enough. I mean, it was a hot day out, so it was starting to get to a point where it was like, okay, I had to take my sweater off, and I'm just wearing a t-shirt, and I'm still sweating. So, like, I don't know, was it just because of the, like, body heat of all the people inhabiting the room? Or was the AC just genuinely not able to keep up with the heat outside? I don't know. But the movie itself was really good. I thought it was very epic in scale, pretty good performances. No, actually, I think the weakest performance was probably Benny Safdie's Agamemnon. Now, keep in mind that the whole movie, Agamemnon has just been silently walking around and just aura farming, you know, in his like fucking like Dark Knight looking ass outfit, his like black fucking rubber armor. And eventually, you know, after all this time, all this build up talking about this character, eventually he gets to talk, and he comes out and he's just like,
"Well, hey guys, well it's me, Betty Safdie. Oh hey Odysseus, I know you. Oh, I'm gonna tell you all about my previous adventures."
It's like, okay, that's interesting. That's not really the voice I was expecting to hear from this character. Maybe he's good in some other things, but it wasn't even really that convincing of a delivery for his lines. I think I could have done a better job, not gonna lie. And I can actually say that with some backing because, believe it or not, I once played the character. When I was in 6th grade, we did a play of the Iliad for our drama class. Granted, I was quite young, but not to toot my own horn or anything, but I was fucking beating the rest of those little bitches as far as my performance goes. I was pouring my heart and soul into my acting. All these other kids giving these bland two-dimensional deliveries. I was out here pouring my soul into the role. I was really giving it my all. I'm not even joking about that. I actually had other kids like compliment me on my performance. Like they said I was really good. They thought I was really good in it. Again, let me just emphasize, this is the opinion of like sixth graders, so you'd probably be better off asking like an actual troglodyte what their opinion was on my performance. But from my own point of view, from my own hindsight, looking back, I think I did pretty good. Granted, I didn't memorize all the lines, and so thankfully I had this big convenient shield that I had to carry for certain scenes, and so I just taped the lines to the inside of the shield so I could read them during the play. And none of the other kids were able to take advantage of that situation. I really lucked out. I was one of the few characters that, you know, had a shield for most of the thing. We did have this terrible wardrobe issue. I was wearing one of those, oh, what the hell are they called? Greek leaf hat. So I had to wear this, you know, traditional Greek, I guess it's called a wreath, this sort of like crown of leaves. And that shit kept falling off. Like, I had to constantly keep going back to the teacher after every scene. You know, the curtains would close, and I'd march my ass right back to the teacher, like, hey, my wreath is coming undone. You gotta fix it. And so she would spend precious time fixing my wreath because it kept coming out of my hair. Instead of, like, attending to the needs of the other performers, she had to just keep fixing my wreath. About halfway through the play, she just gave up on it. She was just like, yeah, this is beyond saving, just get rid of it. One other little funny thing that happened during the play, and none of this is made up, by the way. This is not, I'm not making any of this up. This is a real story. Unlike the story with the lady stretching her titties out, like a Stretch Armstrong, this is actually a real story. Everything about this play is real. If you know anything about the Iliad, you'll know Achilles is like a major character. And there's a scene where he dies, where he gets shot in the heel with an arrow. And in all of our rehearsals, to nail the practical effects for this scene, we had the most athletic member of our class standing off stage with like an arrow in his hand, and he just sort of tossed it over like a javelin. And in all of our rehearsals, he actually nailed him right on the heel. He actually hit him dead on. And so we were all thinking, okay, we picked the right guy to be throwing the arrow. But once the actual scene came up, you know, once we were there on stage with an audience, he threw that arrow over to Achilles, and he fucking completely missed him. He absolutely did not even remotely hit his foot. It was like clearly obvious to everyone on stage that it didn't even remotely hit him. And so, bless the heart of the guy who was playing Achilles, because he hammed it up. He decided to really hammer. He like clutched his heart, bent over backwards. He fucking fell over, and everyone in the audience thought it was pretty funny. He sort of played off of it really well, took advantage of the situation. It was a very funny, very funny play. Later in the year, I got to attend one of the other classes. You know, it was like it was an elective, so you only do it for half the year. You know, I took drama first half of the year. Second half of the year, someone else was taking that same class. So in the second half of the year, I got to see someone else's play. You know, some other class's play. And it was a disaster. It was so much worse than what we did. It was so bad. So I don't know what was going on behind the scenes, but halfway through the play, the drama teacher comes out on stage and starts saying something like, "Hey everyone, so, you know, my class has proven that they're absolutely incapable of doing this play and that they're completely unprepared. So we're just gonna have to call it here." And then we all left. That was it. So something must have gone terribly wrong behind the scenes, and they had to cancel the whole fucking play. I felt so embarrassed for them. Like, that was so embarrassing. But anyway, so yeah, basically what I'm trying to say is that if we could have gotten my 6th grade teacher to direct the movie instead of Christopher Nolan, I think the product could have really been something special. Low-key, I'm pretty sure that the only reason Vegeta is able to get his hair looking like that is because he combs in his own hand and then uses it as a hair gel. Because think of it like this. What kind of hair gel is going to be strong enough to hold up Saiyan hair? I mean, if a regular Saiyan is like 1,000 times more durable and strong than a normal human, then the same must apply out of necessity for his hair. So you would need hair gel that is 1,000 times stronger than ordinary mortal hair gel, and probably Vegeta would be too proud to stoop so low as to use human hair gel, right? because Saiyans are able to they can produce their own hair gel. They have no need to rely on someone else for their hair gel. Kakarot, we have no need to use this pitiful mortal hair gel. A true Saiyan produces his own. Kakarot! Kakarot! I don't know why he keeps saying Kakarot. But you get the idea. Anyway, I have something else to say that has nothing to do with that. I just wanted to bring that to your attention real quick. But what I really wanted to talk about, well, first of all, where is Jordan Peterson? Where is he? Now, if you don't know about Jordan Peterson, he's a very infamous and acclaimed psychologist and philosopher. I mean acclaimed. I make it seem like I'm a big fan of his. I'm really not, but he was just sort of this unavoidable figure, probably between like 2017 and 2022. He was probably one of the most influential right-wing influencers on the platform, and basically, I don't know, was this Joe Rogan's idea? Whose idea was this? He went on this carnivore diet, and it like sent him into a coma. And we haven't heard from him. The last update we've gotten from Jordan Peterson as of right now was an update from his wife, who said, quote, "He's in another realm of pain," unquote. It's really not funny. It's really not funny. He's not in a good place right now. Okay, I wonder if Google can help me. Who told Jordan Peterson about the carnivore diet? Oh, his daughter, Mikhaila Peterson. Okay, so his daughter put her on it? I thought this guy was like a right-wing alpha male. Like, why is he listening to women's advice? He's fallen victim. He's fallen victim. This is what happens when you listen to foids, ladies and gentlemen. Do you want to end up like Jordan Peterson? Do you want to end up in a, like, coma induced by having only ingested beef, water, and having the occasional access to a salt lick? Don't trust foids, alright? Only trust non-foids. You can listen to the non-binary people, alright? The non-binaries are okay, alright? Men are okay. But the foids you gotta be wary of, alright? They'll put you on some bullshit. They'll turn you into a fucking living doorstop when they're done with you. Alright, that's not true. That's not true. I don't want to stoke the flames of misogyny. I have nothing against the female race, alright? There's some decent women out there, I'm sure. But you know, there is one other group of people that I have a problem with, alright? You might even say that I have beef with them. It's summer people, alright? Now let me just say, the great state of Oregon, my home state that I was born and raised in, the great Oregon, is known for cold winters and hot summers. So I feel more than qualified to speak on the issue of winter versus summer. This is not like some guy from Miami saying he doesn't like summers because they're too hot. And this isn't like some guy who lives in Alaska saying he hates winters because they're so cold. I have a nice middle ground opinion. I've experienced the highs and lows of both. And let me just say, winter is far better. Far better. Here's the evidence. I've got some evidence lined up. Exhibit A, the fact that every summer activity for fun is about escaping the heat, whereas every winter activity is about enjoying the cold. So to illustrate this, think about your favorite summer activity. It might be like going out on the river, or visiting a lake, or going out to the ocean, playing around in the sea. In other words, getting into the water where it's cold. What's everyone's favorite, summer snack? Ice cream and popsicles. What do those two items have in common? They're fucking cold. Alright? Now, what is the number one thing that everyone does the second they step outside? It's find shade. Alright? Now, I live here in Oregon, it's pretty white dominant. I'm not saying it's a good thing. It's definitely not a good thing, alright? It's just the way it is. A lot of white people here. Anyway, I'm getting a little off track. The point is, when my people enter the gaze of the sun, it inflicts them with scarlet rot. Their skin starts slowly flaking away, like their true reptilian nature is revealed, and they just start shedding their skin. It literally turns us into human lobsters. The point I'm trying to get at is that we get burnt, alright? We get burnt, we get skin cancer, and it's not just the white people, alright? It's not just white people that get sunburned. I don't know why I brought it into this weirdly racist direction. The point is, can I just backtrack it a little bit? Just contrast all of this evil and scarlet rot and racism. Just contrast all of this heinous shit to the pleasant wonder of winter. What is everyone's favorite winter activity? Oh, I don't know, going out and making a snowman? Can't do that in the summer. You go out and play around in the snow. You throw snowballs at each other, alright? Good shit. That's fucking good shit. You go out, maybe if you're a little more on the daredevil side, you got that wild streak in you. You might go out snowboard or perhaps ski. Maybe even just get a sled. Here's my other argument. So that was basically that whole tangent. That was Exhibit A. Exhibit B. You can always put on more clothes, but you can only take off so much. At a certain point, you have to have, when you're outside, especially in public, at bare minimum, you have to be wearing a shirt and some kind of shorts. And some kind of foot covering, whether it's like a sandal or whatever. So at bare minimum, you have to wear at least 3 articles of clothing, and you cannot strip down further past that point without heads turning. Once it gets to the really hot temperatures, like it's been here for the last fucking week, you're shit out of luck. You just have to endure. But when it's winter, you can always put on another layer. You can put on another pair of long underwear, another set of socks, another sweater. There's no limit to how compact and insulated you can design your attire. If you are out in public in the middle of winter and you're genuinely getting cold, I'm afraid you're doing it wrong. You are not preparing your attire correctly. This was an easily solvable problem. You could simply put on another sweater. I don't know how to tell you this, but just put on more clothes, alright? It's not that hard. bookmark this for when it actually becomes winter, because I guarantee I will stand by this perspective. I'm Vegeta, and you've been listening to RainbowFruit Radio. Kakarot, please stay tuned for more exciting episodes to come. Do subscribe and like the video and leave a comment. Kakarot!